What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying your Hump Day Wednesday afternoon. This is MYG Jeffy T F85 here, and I'm bringing you some New York Mets free agent updates surrounding the New York Mets right now, as the Mets today have signed two minor league pitchers to a minor league deal, and that, of course, is Denyi Reyes as well as Zach Mukenhirn. Two minor league deals this offseason, as well as the Mets have, unfortunately, with all the free agents they've had, especially in the pitching staff, whether it's the rotation or the bullpen, the Mets have lost one player to the Boston Red Sox this offseason. But just starting with the New York Mets and the couple of players that the Mets have signed this offseason. Starting out with Denyi Reyes. Reyes has pretty much 2 years of major league experience, as he cracked the big leagues with the Orioles in 2022, where he tossed about 7 2/3 innings and he had equated to a 2.35 ERA overall. And over those 54 AAA innings that he pitched in the minor leagues with the Baltimore Orioles last year, he posted a 7.17 ERA in those minor league starts. But hopefully, with a new place he's going to sign and with a new, team he's going to be with, maybe this can try to get the most out of the 26-year-old right-hander. So we'll have to wait and see what Denyi Reyes can do, going from the Baltimore Orioles over now to the New York Mets. And no doubt he's probably going to be competing for a bullpen role, with the Mets having so many free agents in the offseason right now with their bullpen overall. He had also a 22% strikeout rate, and it was close to about a 3.3 walk per rate average. So obviously this guy, he pitches where he throws too many walks. He has too many walks when he pitches over there, whether it's the minor leagues or the major leagues. So Reyes has got to work on his pitch selection, and he's got to do better when it comes to, getting his pitches right into the strike zone instead of pitching them on the outside. Now, in terms of the other player that the New York Mets have signed, it's Muckenhirn, who's 28 years old, back in February, and he has yet to reach the big league. So this is pretty much a Triple-A player that has been pretty much waiting to get that opportunity in the major leagues. He's a left-handed pitcher, 28 years old. He was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles, another Orioles player, along with Denyi Reyes, back in 2016 in the 11th round. He's pretty much been stuck in the organization for that single time, and he was just recently released last April, and now the New York Mets have signed him to a deal where in 2021 he signed with a minor league deal with the Chicago White Sox, and he got released back in April then he signed with the Baltimore Orioles. In 2022, though, he spent all of that season in AAA, where he threw 55 innings with a 3.11 ERA overall for the Baltimore Orioles, with a 9.8 strikeout rate and a 41.7 ground ball rate. So he's obviously a ground ball pitcher with what he does with the Baltimore Orioles in the minor leagues. So we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen for these two pitchers for the New York Mets. And we're going to have to wait and see if these guys can be able to try to compete for a possible Major League bullpen rotational role with the Mets going forward. So the Mets have signed Denyi Reyes, 26-year-old right-handed pitcher who has a couple of years of Major League experience, and Zach Mukenhirn to a minor league deal too. Couple of minor leaguers in the Baltimore Orioles organization that are going to have their shot at possibly trying to make the Major League roster for the New York Mets. Now, in terms of the player that the Mets lost in free agency, that, of course, is left-handed reliever Joely Rodriguez, who was part of the Mets bullpen last year. And Rodriguez has signed a one-year deal with the Boston Red Sox, where last year he signed a $2 million deal and with a $1.5 million salary in 2023. He also has a $500,000 buyout on a $4.25 million option in 2024 overall. So that's Joely Rodriguez in terms of what he did for what kind of contract he signed with the New York Mets. Now, in terms of what he did in 2022, he picks with both Texas and the New York clubs overall, where he combined for a 4.28 ERA overall. He pitched about 94 miles per hour, and he had a 55.7 ground ball rate in that time frame from 2021 to 2022, where he had a punched out a 25.5 above average rate of his opposing batters going forward. So this is a guy that mostly pitches towards ground ball rate, but we're going to have to wait and see how Joely Rodriguez is going to do for that Boston Red Sox bullpen. But the Mets, a couple of the moves they made so far, and in terms of the free agent front right now for the New York Mets with their bigger players, Jacob deGrom has gotten a lot of interest now. The Yankees now reportedly have entered the mix for Jacob deGrom and have asked for medicals on Jacob deGrom going forward, and now the teams for Brandon Nimmo have started to increase on interest for the center fielder, who is looking for at least a big deal for around 120, 130 million. So the Mets' two top free agents currently on the market, not including closer Edwin Diaz, who signed a big deal earlier this offseason, 5-year, $102 million deal that he signed a few weeks ago. So that's just your New York Mets update right now. The Mets have signed Denyi Reyes and Zach Mukenhirn, two minor league deals, a couple of Baltimore Orioles relief pitchers in their minor leagues, and have a shot at possibly making the major league rotation, as well as former Mets reliever Joely Rodriguez has signed with the Boston Red Sox. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and free agent news around the New York Mets. Turn on the bell for a notification of the next video or short that's going to be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Mets. And let me know in the comment section if you have any knowledge of the two couple of players that the Mets signed, two minor league deals, Denyi Reyes and Zach Mukenhirn, two minor league deals, and your opinion on Joely Rodriguez leaving the Mets and signing over with the Boston Red Sox. So I thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Hump Day Wednesday. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And let's go New York Mets. As always, all you got to do is believe in those city boys from Queens.